Abdullahi Adamu, who is also chairman of the Agriculture of Senate Committee, and also Honorable Mohammed Jafaru, chairman Committee on Agriculture, House of Reps, the Honorable Speaker, Nasarawa State House of Assembly, and also the Majority Leader, Nasarawa State House of Assembly, the Secretary to the Government of Nasarawa State, the traditional rulers with us here, the representative of the Honorable Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, who is the permanent secretary, the representative of the Governor of Central Bank, who is also my brother, Deputy Governor Suleiman Barau, and then our host here, the Executive Secretary, Nigerian Sugar Development Council, Dr. Busari, our directors of Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC, and also the directors of Dangote Industries that are here with us, the Group Managing Director of Flour Mills of Nigeria PLC, who is also our guest. All other protocols duly observed. Well, I've heard the the Majority Leader of the Nasarawa State House of Assembly describing away from civilization. I can assure you, by the time that we start, Awe and Tunga area will have an airfield, will be landing with an aircraft there. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this ceremony for signing of the MoU between Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC and the Government of Nasarawa State for the Tunga Sugar Project. Dangote is best known for our investment in manufacturing, where we are the leading producer in cement in Africa. We are proud of the role we played in successfully transforming Nigeria from being the biggest importer of cement today to an exporter of cement. And that's what we've been talking about. You know, we will actually going to demonstrate that, yes, we can also do that in sugar. Today we have aligned ourselves with the present government's policy of diversifying the economy by a renewed focus on the non-oil sectors like manufacturing, agriculture, and mining. We are today well positioned and leaders in each of these three sectors. Our interest in agriculture is driven by our desire to generate thousands of jobs, especially in the rural and deprived areas of our country. In agriculture, we have launched mega projects in sugar, rice, and dairy farming. In manufacturing, we are building one of the world's largest fertilizer so that it could help agriculture. We will be doing 3 million tons of urea and ammonia, which is actually the largest compared to also the one in Qatar, were about the same size. We'll be doing also a refinery of 650,000 barrels, which is the biggest, largest ever single line of refinery in the world. Attached to the refinery, we have 1.3 million tons of petrochemical, which is 10 times LMA petrochemical, all at the same location. And this will be one of the largest industrial zones that we're building at Lekki. Dangote Group's entry into sugar business began in 1981. I remember that the first cargo imported into Nigeria in 1981, February, was 5,000 tons. The group started with that import of bulk sugar into Nigeria, and later on we built our refinery with a capacity of 900,000 tons, which was commissioned in the year 2000 at Apapa Port Complex. Today, Dangote Sugar Refinery PLC is 1.4 million metric tons per annum, and it is the largest in Africa and second largest in the world. And it is also quoted at the Nigerian Stock Exchange. We have total of 110,000 shareholders as we speak. The complete set of equipment and machinery for a modern 3,000 per day sugar refinery that we were to build in Algeria as part of our own expansion is actually still here in Nigeria in crates. Well, what we want to say is that we must thank Dr. Busari for his toughness, for him not allowing us to erect that factory and force us to now do the backward integration. Doctor, thank you very much. Dangote Group actually, commenced sugar plantation with the acquisition of Savannah Sugar in Numan in Adamawa State from the federal government in 2003. But actually, it wasn't our first attempt. Our first attempt was during the privatization which Hamza Zayed led, and we won that privatization in 1988. But I think it was rejected because people from the area said that no, they must be the ones to produce the sugar. And it didn't take off for over 20 years. And that is really very, very, very sad. But the group now has invested almost about 38 billion, in Savannah, and is still making huge investment in expanding the size of the plantation and the factory. Savannah is the only company that is a local producer of sugar on a commercial scale in Nigeria today. Agriculture is a key sector in the industrialization of any nation. Therefore, Dangote, in support of the federal government's transformation agenda in agriculture, developed a sugar backward integration project plan targeting at about 1.5 million tons from various sites across Nigeria in the next 10 years. We are actually, this is possible, and I believe that Nigeria can be even an exporter of sugar, because it costs more money to build a cement plant than to do a sugar plantation. And you can see in cement, we only started actual cement. First factory was commissioned in 2007. But by now we are at 47 million tons, and we will be at 80 million tons in the next 2 years. So you can see that if we can do that, there's nothing that can stop us from replicating that in agriculture. And we're really, really very serious in moving into agriculture. We're actually acquiring more land, not only in Adama, Taraba, Kwara, Kogi, and Niger. We want to also acquire more land in Nasarawa to bring more prosperity. As we speak now, the target is for Dangote Sugar to produce 1.08 million tons of white sugar in the next 5 years, like what Engineer Sule said. And I believe it is doable. We will do it. I know that the executive secretary said that this is a very tall, tough target, but I can assure you Dr. Busari will be able to achieve this, and we will work hard to do that. When you look at this, we will be able to employ over 100,000 people as opportunity to give them jobs. And the other jobs is to do with outgrowers. Outgrowth is where you will be able to empower